The Kethavari council chamber fell silent as Admiral Zextak reviewed the scouting reports from the outer rim. His 4 eyes scanned the holographic displays, showing a small, blue-green world orbiting an unremarkable yellow star. The intelligence reports were disappointing. This species, he clicked his mandibles in what passed for laughter among his kind, calls themselves humans. They've barely mastered interplanetary travel. Their technology is primitive, still using chemical propulsion and crude fusion reactors. They haven't even established proper colonies beyond their moon. The other council members, a mixture of crystalline Vorthak and the serpentine Sleth, murmured their agreement. After all, the galactic hegemony had been expanding for over 2 millennia, absorbing countless worlds and species. This would be routine. Their military capabilities? Asked Counselor Vexith, her crystal body refracting the chamber's light into rainbow patterns. Laughable, Zextak replied, manipulating the hologram to show Earth's scattered space stations. They have no unified planetary defense grid. Their weapons are kinetic projectiles and primitive energy systems. No shields, no warp-capable warships, no quantum entanglement communications. They won't even see us coming. What the Admiral didn't mention, what none of them knew, was that this wasn't the first time the galaxy had encountered humans. 73. Years ago, the Morgoth Empire had made first contact with a human exploration vessel near the Proxima system. The lone ship, carrying only 5 crew members, had been captured for study. The Morgoth, known for their methodical approach to conquest, had spent months analyzing human physiology, psychology, and technology before launching their invasion. That empire no longer existed. 61 years ago, the Zephyrian Collective had encountered a human mining operation in the asteroid belt between what humans called Mars and Jupiter. 3 humans. 3. The Collective had studied them, learned their weaknesses, planned accordingly. The Collective's thriving civilization now existed only in historical records. 47 years ago, the Nexal Federation had captured a human diplomatic vessel carrying ambassadors to what they assumed was humanity's first attempt at interstellar contact. The Federation had been amused by humanity's naive attempts at peaceful communication. No one remembered the Nexal Federation anymore. Each time, the pattern was the same. Galactic powers would encounter isolated humans, assume they represented the species' peak capability, and proceed with conquest. Each time, they discovered too late that they had fundamentally misunderstood what humanity was. "Begin the invasion," Admiral Zextak commanded. "Deploy the 3rd Fleet. This shouldn't take more than a few cycles." The Kethavari 3rd Fleet was a formidable force. 600 vessels equipped with plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, and energy shields that could withstand direct impacts from stellar phenomena. They had conquered 47 worlds without losing a single ship. They approached Earth's solar system with the confidence of predators stalking prey. The first sign that something was wrong came when their long-range sensors detected movement in the outer planets. What they had dismissed as primitive space stations were moving rapidly. "Admiral," his communications officer reported, voice trembling, "we're detecting massive energy signatures throughout the system. These aren't space stations, they're ships. Hundreds of them." The holographic display updated, showing sleek vessels emerging from what the Kethavari had assumed were asteroids and moons. Ships that were clearly more advanced than anything in their intelligence reports. "Impossible," Zextak snarled. "Our scouts confirmed—" "Sir," Another officer interrupted. "Incoming transmission from the human vessels. They're broadcasting on frequencies that shouldn't exist. The signal is coming through quantum foam itself." The main screen flickered, revealing a human female with graying hair and cold, calculating eyes. Behind her, the bridge of her vessel hummed with technology that made Kethavari systems look like stone tools. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terra Defense Force," the human said calmly. "You are trespassing in Sol space. You have 30 seconds to withdraw." Zextak's mandibles clicked in what his species considered laughter. "Human, you face the might of the Kethavari hegemony. We have conquered—" 28 seconds, Admiral Chen interrupted. "Your primitive technology cannot—" 25 seconds. The Kethavari admiral felt a chill that had nothing to do with his ship's temperature controls. Something in the human's voice, in her absolute certainty, triggered ancestral memories of apex predators. "You don't understand," he tried again. "We have studied your species. You are not capable of—" 10 seconds, Chen said, and for the first time she smiled. It was not a pleasant expression. "Oh, Admiral, you've made the same mistake they all make. You found a few of us and thought you knew what humanity was capable of." The transmission cut off. What happened next lasted exactly 47 seconds. The Terra Defense Force didn't use conventional weapons. They didn't need to. Ships that had seemed to be drifting asteroids revealed themselves as massive vessels equipped with technology that bent space-time itself. Gravity weapons that compressed matter into singularities. Temporal distortion fields that aged enemy ships to dust in moments. Energy systems that drew power directly from the quantum vacuum. The Kethavari Third Fleet, 600 vessels strong, simply ceased to exist. Admiral Zextak's flagship, kept intact by human design, drifted alone in space. His crew was unconscious, affected by some form of neural inhibitor field. Only he remained awake to receive the final transmission. Admiral Chen appeared on his screen again. "Here's what you failed to understand," she said conversationally. "Every time your kind encounters a few humans in space, you think you've seen our military capability. But those aren't our soldiers, Admiral. Those are our explorers, our scientists, our poets and philosophers who went to the stars because they were curious about what was out there." She leaned forward. "You've never actually encountered our military, until now." The screen shifted to show the Sol system, not as the Kethavari had mapped it, but as it truly was. Massive orbital defense platforms that had been hidden using technology the Admiral couldn't even comprehend. Fleets of vessels that made his former armada look like toys. Weapons arrays that could crack planets. "Here's the thing about humans," Admiral Chen continued. "We're a curious species. We like to explore, to learn, to make friends. But we're also descendants of persistence hunters who chased prey across continents until it dropped from exhaustion. We survived ice ages, plagues, and wars that should have wiped us out. And when something threatens our children, our families, our species, well." Her smile returned, colder than the void between stars. "Your empire will receive this recording, along with your ship. Consider it a gift, because unlike those who came before you, we're going to let you go home. We want you to tell everyone exactly what happened here. We want them to know that if they come to Sol with hostile intent, they won't be facing explorers or diplomats." The transmission ended, and Zextak felt his ship being moved by forces beyond his understanding, pointed toward Kethavari space. As his vessel began its long journey home, carrying its terrible message, Admiral Zextak understood with perfect clarity why there was no one left to warn them. The Morgeth, the Zephyrians, the Nexal Federation, they had all made the same mistake. They had all been allowed to go home, and they had all chosen to ignore the warning.